Hey, what's up? This is Ian and we are in Fukuoka, Japan. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some of ESL Insider's best reviews, or what I consider to be the best reviews or the most helpful reviews, and I'm going to comment on those. Alright, so here we are at ESLinsider.com/reviews. And here you'll find reviews of ESL Insider's online courses. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to start with some of the most recent courses, and we're going to go back in time. So we're going to start with this one here, left by Kyle. Kyle says, not well known, yet has invaluable information and advising from a great teacher. Not well known. So that's true. ESL Insider's courses are not popular. I don't advertise. I don't do affiliate marketing, and I have not created accounts on the third-party review sites out there. So those are some reasons why ESL Insider is not popular. So, aside from that, though, on YouTube, I would say that ESL Insider is somewhat, I'd say, useful. Popular or not, I don't know. But ESL Insider has more than 7,000 subscribers. Well, basically, it's under my name, Ian Leahy, the channel right now. But I'm sure the majority of those, this channel is mostly stuff related to ESL Insider and teaching English in Asia. So, yeah, and more than 2 million views, and I've got, like, for example, one video with, I think, more than 290,000 views on teaching kids in 5 fun steps. So, yeah, as far as TEFL courses go, it's not that popular, but YouTube, we're doing okay. So, and then he says here, at first I was hesitant to take Ian's advanced course since there didn't seem to be much information about it online. However, I can now say with full confidence that Ian has put together a masterclass catalog of teaching materials, each presented in a clear and logical way, with a great website to refine anything if needed. The course pages seem to be frequently updated, and Ian is incredibly quick to respond to submitted assignments or messages. Direct communication with Ian is a huge plus. There are a few assignments to submit, lesson plans mainly, and Ian gave me detailed and meaningful feedback on everyone. Okay, so I had a couple comments here. I do update the course, and I do update the pages on ESL Insider, blog, or yeah, I go through periods sometimes when I work on the course more. As of recently, I've been working on it quite a bit. Yeah, usually with the submitted assignments, at the moment there are, I just added a new one for classroom management. There are a total of 5 assignments. And usually, unless I somehow don't get a notification or ends up disappearing somehow, I will usually reply to your assignments in less than 24 hours and give you feedback on it. So let's move on to the next one. So I'm basically I'm handpicking some of the reviews here because I think that they're I don't know, I think they're the best reviews that I've received, or ESL Insiders received, and I thought commenting on them might help you. Like, if you're interested in ESL Insiders courses, then yeah, I'm going to comment. Anyways, next one. Okay, Laura said something interesting, I thought. Was easy to move through because it wasn't all text-based. There were plenty of videos that gave real-world examples of the teaching. I feel better prepared and have the backup of the course that I can refer to later if I need help. So Yes, that's right. It's not a course. It's not a course without words. Of course, there is text in the course, but where there is text and where there is reading, I really try to minimize it and keep it really simple and like put it all in short chunks. Whereas some courses, like I took a course on Groupon, you had to read like I took it to basically compare it to my courses I had created and basically see what I'd get for the little amount of money that it cost. And yeah, so you'll have to, on some courses, I think you have to read long, long passages of text and answer questions on it. I didn't do that because I know that uh, people's attention span, and there's studies out there that show that people only read like 20% of the text on the page. So I really minimize it, and more importantly, I use visuals like videos that show you what to do in the classroom. This is the easiest way to teach. It's the easiest way to learn how to teach is by watching other teachers in action. Okay? So let's move on to George. Now, George, actually, I met George in person here in Fukuoka. George lives in Korea, and he's been teaching for, I think, more than, well, this says 6 years, and this was a year ago, so yeah, I think, according to this, 7 years. So I think this is an interesting review, or a more valuable review, because he's a teacher with experience. And yeah. So here we go. He says, I took Ian's 120-hour, now called advanced course 2 years ago, and it was one of the best investments I made. I had been teaching in Korea for 6 years up to that point, and I had to learn through trial and error on the jobs I worked, which was not easy. Ian's course is practical and based on actual experience in the classroom, not just dry theory. The videos were extremely helpful in the process, and I still refer to them every now and then when I need ideas for class. While the course is not overly difficult, it's certainly no walk in the park, as you have to pay attention and take notes. And he talks a little bit about EPIC training not being very sufficient to me. So comment on some of these things. All right, so it's been a few years now since my main course, the one I focused on the most on updating and improving, was a long time ago, probably closer to 2 years ago, called the 120-hour course, and now called Advanced, although I am calling it TECA at the moment. Anyways, I made the change. I made the change because it's just not online. You have two different types of courses online. You have synchronous courses and asynchronous courses. But every TEFL course that I know out there is a, let me get this right, is a asynchronous course. And what that means is you can work on the course when you want. There are no actual class times. So you can't really authentically call your course a 120-hour course online. There's no... there are no class hours, so you can't really call them. So I'm just trying to be more real about it. So that's why I changed the name. So learning. The other thing too is like a lot of schools. Most schools out there, in my experience, are not going to offer any training or help you. They're just kind of going to throw you in the classroom. So you are kind of learning by trial and error. And as far as theory goes, I just tried to minimize it or just eliminate it because it's not useful. Like I've taken two different TEFL courses. Well, I took one TEFL course, one TESOL course, way back, like when in 2004, before I went to Taiwan, and you study a lot of stuff. It's like it's education. Like how many classes did you take in high school and college that weren't very helpful? For me, quite a few. Like just like chemistry, geometry, most history, just in one year and out the other. So try to really focus on what to do here in these courses. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Duane. I think Duane was also an experienced teacher. Ian presented information in a very straightforward manner that made it fast and easy to use in the classroom. Instead of boring you with tons of theory, this course shows you what you can, how you can do it, and why you should do it. In this course, students learn with easy-to-follow videos with demos. I also appreciate how active Ian was on the messaging board. Oh, this reminds me. Back when, let's see, this is actually George's second. He actually left 2 reviews on this course. This one is more recent. Back when he took the course, like as many as maybe 2 years ago, I didn't actually do much there wasn't really that much feedback in this course. The assignments were electives at that point. But now, for the last probably, I don't know, probably more than a year and a half, getting close to 2 years, I'd say that you can't make progress in the course unless you do submit the assignment, and you need a certain grade that will to continue the progress of the course. You have to wait for my feedback, but like I said, normally I do that in less than 24 hours. So let's see. Let's go to the next page here. There's two more reviews that I'm going to mention here. Again, you can check this out. You might find some of the other reviews helpful. I just thought that these ones were the standout reviews, most helpful. I think this one's pretty good too. This was 3 years ago. It says she took the 120-hour Tifa course. Again, that's the name of that has changed, but that's so here we go. It says, I am an experienced teacher, having taught science and gifted education in the U.S. for 10 years prior to coming to Taiwan. Although teacher prep programs will help, many aspects of teaching EFL are unique. I wish I would have taken this course before I started teaching here 3 years ago. The methods and insights given in ESL Insider's 120-hour TEFL course could have saved me a lot of grief and disappointment. Now I am optimistic about starting a new school year armed with better lessons and a realigned perspective. Yeah, it's quite nice. It's quite a good review, I think. I think her copywriting is quite good. I really liked how she pointed out armed. Yeah, I think, you really gotta learn, like, this is how I look at it. You really gotta learn skills and tools to teach. That's what it is. And anybody can learn. Like, not everybody's a natural teacher. I wasn't. Some people are just naturally gifted teachers, and maybe they can jump in the class and learn right away pretty easily and pick it up. However, I think most people who teach abroad are not. And most people who teach abroad don't have any background in teaching. So this review is from someone who did have a background in teaching. And actually to teach in Taiwan, I'm not sure if she taught in a public school, but kind of sounds like she might have, since if she's an experienced teacher. To teach in a public school in Taiwan, you need to be a licensed teacher to teach there. So, yeah, like I said, so learning the tools of the trade will really help you a lot. Anyways, let's go on to the last review here by Emily. See, there's George. Remember I mentioned George? He left us his first review. Emily, I spent many years teaching ESL without certification, but to be considered for lots of jobs, I needed to get one. This course saved me thousands of dollars and reminded me and taught me lots of new activities and games that work. I think so. I think you will learn those things if you take ESL Insider's course. I really focus on making things very practical and teaching you a lot of activities, games and how to use those in classes. I find that sometimes, she says here, I find that sometimes even tired adults like the kind of fun physical game that blah, 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 goes on. Right after I took this course, I was offered a job in Saudi Arabia that had stipulated they needed an in-person TEFL in their ad, but when I looked at their paperwork after the interview, it looks like they counted the certificate as valid, and I was offered a job. Saudi Arabia, like if you're, like I said, so she was an experienced teacher, right? So new teachers, yeah, it's pretty difficult usually to find work in the Middle East teaching, teaching English without experience, so, or really good qualifications. So, yeah, I thought that was an interesting point. An online ESL Insider's course is an online course. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to share with you. If you want to read more about these reviews, you can do so at ESLinsider.com/reviews. And I hope you have a good one. And if you have any questions about the course, you can let me know. Any related links I'll put down in the description. And have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yes, the ESL Insider.